And you just saw it, the PR war in full swing surrounding this Islamic center being built in downtown New York. I want to bring in Ibrahim Hooper now. He is a spokesman with CAIR, the Council on American-Islamic Relations. Mr. Hooper, first of all, I just want to know, are you offended by this new ad campaign?
Well, this is one of those campaigns that uses the rhetoric of freedom of religion and free speech and all that, but really what it does is it's a cover for the promotion of anti-Muslim hatred. When they bring you into their websites through this campaign, promoting what they claim is freedom of religion and all that, really what you're entering is an anti-Muslim hate site on the internet. And that's where they promote their hate-filled agenda. And
this is a topic that, of course, we're seeing all over the cable news outlets, but this is a topic that increasingly is becoming chatter around the workplace, around the water cooler, and a new poll shows that 70% of people oppose the location of this Islamic center. Do you think that this shows that Islamophobia is growing in this country?
Oh, I've been doing this for a number of decades, and I've never seen it like this. Even after 9/11, there was a reservoir of goodwill. There were people bringing flowers to mosques that were vandalized. But I really, in the last few months, it's really skyrocketed, and in large part due to campaigns like Pam Geller's with the Stop the Islamization of America and Robert Spencer and all of this group of Islamophobes who spend their entire lives promoting hatred and intolerance.
But we're not just hearing it. It's not just the Pam Gellers of America. I mean, we're hearing from Harry Reid, Howard Dean, who's the beacon of democratic ideals, who are coming out against this.
Yeah, it starts there. This whole anti-Islamic Center campaign, by the way, right-wingers were even in favor of this project before the hysteria started. Laura Ingraham was substituting for Bill O'Reilly one night months and months ago and congratulated the planners of the project, saying she thought it was great. It wasn't until the Pam Gellers of the world got onto it, seized on the emotions that are legitimate emotions coming from the 9/11 terror attacks, and then were added to that by right-wing newspapers like the New York Post. Then it took off, and now we see it has a life of its own. It's a manufactured controversy. There's nothing inherently controversial about Muslims having a center in that area. People are praying in that building every day. It's already being used as a prayer area.
But despite that, I mean, you've said it yourself. I mean, this has grown into mass hysteria.
Yeah.
And again, we see numbers that like 70% of people oppose it. Do you think you've lost the battle?
Well, when people don't have alternative sources of information and all they're hearing is smears, guilt by association, Islamophobia, fear-mongering, they take it in eventually. The American Muslim community is a very tiny minority. Groups like ours, we have limited resources. We do what we can on a daily basis, but sometimes you just can't sweep back the tide. We're just being overwhelmed by this tsunami of hate.
Are you confident this mosque will be built?
I don't know. Whatever your opinions are of this center, whether good or bad, I think we're beyond that. We're now in a situation where it's a test case for American freedom.
I'm wondering, I mean, you were talking about, the people not knowing where to get the right information. Do you think that this is the case in which, people with CAIR and other organizations that want to see this mosque built, do you think that this is the time that you need to sort of ramp up your arsenal of public relations?
Yeah, we're doing everything we can think of. We plan some informational campaigns in the future, not only dealing with this, but dealing with, for instance, the event in Florida that's planned on 9/11 to burn the Qurans. There's going to be some real ramping up of the hysteria, even from what we see now. And I think as we get closer to the November election, you're going to see even more. And God forbid what happens running up to the 2012 elections, how the Islamophobia can go much higher. I don't know.
You said earlier you've been doing this for decades and decades, and this is the worst you've seen it.
Yeah.
What do you think is the overall reason for this?
Well, I think I tie it in part to the rise of the Tea Party movement. There's a core within that movement that is willing to accept this kind of hate campaign. And, it's just I don't know. The politicians have, on the right, have obviously decided that it's a winning political strategy to throw Muslims under the bus to get some cheap political gain.
Certainly will be interesting to see the next steps in this debate. Ibrahim Hooper, spokesperson for the Council on American-Islamic Relations.